much said about the college football playoff committee and the 4 teams that they chose for the semifinals that we saw play out yesterday. And we watched Georgia set a new record for largest margin of victory in the history of college football ball games, breaking the 58-point mark they set last year in whooping TCU just up the road from us here for the national championship game. It was 58 last year. It's now 60. And I'm sitting there watching Florida State thinking to myself, well, they're missing all these folks who decided to transfer portal out because they're like, I'm not sticking around at a spot that's undefeated and doesn't get a shot at the college football playoffs, even though there's 8 more teams coming in next year. That makes much sense. But then again, that's their world. I don't know what's going on there. If that was part of the decision for a bunch of people to hit the portal or for them to basically say we're not playing, which is going to be a larger issue for any team that doesn't make the playoffs. And for the bowl season, the most wonderful time of the year that people are wringing their hands over, no longer being as significant as it used to be. And that's just the way the cookie now crumbles in college football. So for whatever reason, Florida State was missing all those people, and that may be a reason why they lost by 60. In the same way that I'm hearing from Columbus, Ohio, people talking about, well, we were this guy wasn't playing, that guy wasn't playing, and that's why we didn't score a single touchdown against Missouri. But even though Georgia was attempting to make a statement, I have to say, can't really argue at the end of the day with what the College Football Playoff Committee came up with. If the metric is, in fact, we need competition, we want watchable competition, we want exciting competition, and we want, if we could have one of the 2 games come down to the last snap, we'll take that.
Right.
How does both games coming down to the last snap try that one on for size? That's what happened.
Pretty good. Kind of nailed it.
That's what happened. One in overtime and one at the end of regulation. Last snap, college football playoff action. So you just got to revisit the conversation from a month ago and say, I guess they got it right. Had Georgia made it, had Georgia beaten Alabama, I think Michigan would have played Washington yesterday instead of a week from now.
Right, that would have been the 2-3.
That would have been the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been the 2-3 Rose Bowl matchup, right.
And Georgia would have taken on Florida State in the the Sugar Bowl.
They would have played Texas.
They would have played Texas, right?
Yeah.
So Florida State would have been out at the expense of Texas?
I think Florida State was out kind of regardless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to give it up because both of those games were incredible. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.